A news just coming in that two Russian oil cargoes that had been signaling East Asia as a destination have switched to India, according to ship tracking data, which is suggesting that New Delhi is becoming more willing to take the crude as the Middle East conflict worsens. Two tankers carrying around 1.4 million barrels of Urals oil combined are expected to discharge at Indian ports this week, after previously indicating that they were headed farther east. So clearly, India is making a contingency plan, and this is coming from Russia. Two Russian oil cargoes that had been going towards East Asia has now moved towards the Indian ports. This is what the situation is. Likely two tankers which are carrying around 1.4 million barrels of Urals oil combined are expected to reach the Indian ports this week, although they were previously heading farther east. What should this mean? Because the Strait of Hormuz is shut, nearly 20% of the global oil passes through it. India's oil supply as of today, as the oil ministry has been indicating, we are in the safe zone. There is sufficient storage of multiple barrels of oil, close to for perhaps 50 days, but then preparations being made by the government of India in order to avoid oil shock. With the cost of oil per barrel going up drastically, two Russian oil tankers are India bound is what the map is suggesting. This is what the ship tracking data is suggesting, that two Russian oil cargoes which had been moving towards East Asia is now heading towards an Indian port. Remember, as far as the cost of oil, the crude oil in the international market has gone up significantly. There is that fear that with the Strait of Hormuz now shut, the cost of oil will rise drastically over the coming few days and weeks, and there is no solution in sight in this entire crisis. Although Iran is pretty clear that if there are any efforts of any ship carrying oil or any movement in the Strait of Hormuz, then it will be seen as an invitation of attack. So they will be attacking any ship passing through the Strait of Hormuz, and now India preparing for a plan B. The plan B is that the cargoes, the Russian oil cargoes which are moving east of Asia, is now coming towards one of our ports this week, although it was headed further towards east. Now India is making preparations to ensure that there aren't really much of a concern. So why is this important? Because the Strait of Hormuz is closed. This is seen as an important juncture which allows passage of ships carrying oil. Now, in fact, 20% of the global oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz. India's exposure is around 50%. India's oil movement is around 50% via the Strait of Hormuz. India imports 88% of the crude oil. There are, as far as the inventory in India is concerned, that's roughly around 10 plus days. The cost has gone up significantly, dramatically. I would say there has been an increase in the crude oil per barrel, which has increased significantly. The entire oil, the energy sector is in a state of shock. There is a great degree of uncertainty with no clarity emerging. So which are the oil choke points in West Asia? Look at this graphics. It is Iran, Saudi Arabia. We are looking at the GCC. These are the countries which are around the Strait of Hormuz: Iran, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Yemen. Most of these countries have now been targeted in multiple ways by Iranian missiles, be it in Saudi Arabia or Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar. All of them are facing Iranian projectiles and drone attacks over the last few days. The Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, when we are looking at the Red Sea here, that's Bab el-Mandeb. The sense was that there could be some movement around that. The Gulf of Aden, that's also choked now. So in terms of the choke points, this is how the map looks right now, with the concerns only mounting of how long will this war continue and what does it actually mean to the global oil pricing and the entire energy sector. The threat of this disruption is actually causing the entire price of oil in the energy market rise. That has risen and it is soaring. The Brent crude prices have surged amidst fears of escalation. The prolonged closure could push prices beyond $100 per barrel. That's how high it could go. And when tankers halt, the other impact could be of the coverage, the insurance coverage of that could go up. The freight rates could hit record high as well. Indian refineries are considering other crude oil sources, and hence the information that we broke to you just a few minutes ago with regards to the overall number of the movement of the Russian crude oil, two important tankers, the cargoes coming to India becomes important.